Neville Goddard, Your Faith is Your Fortune, Chapter 27, a formula for victory. Every place that the sole of your foot shall tread upon, that have I given unto you. Joshua 1:3. The majority of people are familiar with the story of Joshua capturing the city of Jericho. What they do not know is that this story is the perfect formula for victory, under any circumstances and against all odds. It is recorded that Joshua was armed only with the knowledge that every place that the sole of his foot should tread upon would be given to him. That he desired to capture or tread upon the city of Jericho, but found the walls separating him from the city impassable. It seemed physically impossible for Joshua to get beyond these massive walls and stand upon the city of Jericho. Yet he was driven by the knowledge of the promise that, regardless of the barriers and obstacles separating him from his desires, if he could but stand upon the city, it would be given to him. The book of Joshua further records that instead of fighting this giant problem of the wall, Joshua employed the services of the harlot, Rahab, and sent her as a spy into the city. As Rahab entered her house, which stood in the midst of the city, Joshua, who was securely barred by the impassable walls of Jericho, blew on his trumpet 7 times. At the 7th blast, the walls crumbled and Joshua entered the city victoriously. To the uninitiated, this story is senseless. To the one who sees it as a psychological drama rather than as a historical record, it is most revealing. If we would follow the example of Joshua, our victory would be similarly simple. Joshua symbolizes to you, the reader, your present state. The city of Jericho symbolizes your desire or defined objective. Your defined, I am all that is God. You are your self-concept. At least you were when you woke up today. Here you are in the self-concept without the desire fulfilled. Here you are in the desire fulfilled self-concept. You're here before you're here. You're always ascending. Let me see, where were we? Regardless of the physical barrier separating you from your objective, you can, without effort or help of anyone, annihilate time, space, and barriers. Excuse me, I'm skipping ahead here. I'm so excited. This is the last chapter. Let me go back to the beginning of the page. If you would follow the example of Joshua, our victory would be similarly simple. Joshua symbolizes to you, the reader, your present state. Boom. The city of Jericho symbolizes your desire or defined objective. The walls of Jericho symbolize the obstacles between you and the realization of your objectives. The walls of Jericho are here, the limitations. The foot symbolizes the understanding. Placing the sole of the foot upon a definite place indicates fixing a definite psychological state. Rahab, the spy, is your ability to travel secretly or psychologically to any place in space. That is, close off the senses, I am, awareness of being, see the end result of your desire. You're just past the end. Look at your car from the curb back at the parking spot you secured. You're traveling secretly or psychologically there. Consciousness knows no frontier. No one can stop you from dwelling psychologically at any point. Now listen to that. No one can stop you from dwelling psychologically at any point or in any state in time or space. Any self-concept is available to you. Any and all of them are available to you. It doesn't matter what your desire is. It can be, and as Neville says over and over, make the desire as noble as possible. Make it totally lofty, totally not lofty as in not imaginable, but something imaginable that you think is impossible to you. Noble imagining. Regardless of the physical barriers separating you from your objective, you can, without effort or help of anyone, annihilate time, space, and barriers. Like, remember the example of Sunday feeling? It's Wednesday, but you feel as if it's Sunday? That's annihilating time right there. Thus, you can dwell psychologically in the desired state. So, although you may not be able to tread physically upon a state or city, you can always tread psychologically upon any desired state. By treading psychologically, I mean that you can now, this moment, close your eyes, and after visualizing or imagining a place or state other than the present one, actually feel that you are now in such a place or state. You can feel this condition to be so real that upon opening your eyes, you are amazed to find that you are not physically there. It's similar to another exercise Neville gave in one of his lectures where he said, to get the practice going, be in your living room, close your eyes, and because you're so familiar with the space around you, close your eyes and feel that you are in the other room, sitting on a chair, looking back at the room you're in, or looking at the surroundings. Now what you're doing is you're starting to flex your ability to imagine yourself in another place psychologically. So if you're in your living room, you're on your couch, and you're sitting with your eyes closed, done a couple breaths, you're relaxed, now you're imagining yourself sitting on your dining table, and you're looking at your kitchen, and you know what you're going to see. So after you have taken in the surrounding of your kitchen, then you imagine you're sitting in your bedroom, maybe looking at your closet or your dresser. And once you take all that in, now imagine you're back in the living room. Then take another shift. Imagine you're at the back door of your house, just looking at your backyard. As you're imagining that, as he just said, come back, open your eyes, and you can feel this condition to be so real that upon opening your eyes, you're amazed to find out that you are not psychologically there. I'm sorry, not physically there. Because it's very familiar, your home surroundings, because you're taking for granted that you're traveling consistently all the time in your own home surroundings. But you can actually use those to build up this muscle. A harlot, as you know, gives to all men that which they ask of her. Rahab the harlot symbolizes your infinite capacity to psychologically assume any desirable state without questioning whether or not you are physically or morally fit to do so. Very, very good point, because it doesn't matter what you are desirous of. If you remember, our criminal robber gets his desires based on his self-concept, and they come into him to be the solution to the problems he or she is encountering. So it doesn't matter what the morality is here. The desire comes in to fulfill the lack of solution, meaning it's providing the solution. Go rob another bank, go rob another store, whatever that is. It's a facetious example, but the point is, your solutions are always coming to you in the form of desire, with the problem and solution all wrapped up in the same package. Here comes the desire, the solution is inbuilt. All of that fits right in here. He is no respecter of person, so it does not give any judgment to you. There's no judgment. You're given that which you desire with the problem solved. You're single, you want to be married? I am that. You claim it, you decree it, you give breath to the life of the sun, and that three-dimensional image is given to you, to he that hath. It's a very, very interesting sentence. A harlot, as you know, gives to all men that which they ask of her. Rahab the harlot symbolizes your infinite capacity to psychologically assume any desirable state without questioning whether or not you are physically or morally fit to do so. You can today capture the modern city of Jericho or your defined objective if you will psychologically reenact the story of Joshua. But to capture the city and realize your desires, you must carefully follow the formula of victory as laid down in this book of Joshua. This is the application of this victorious formula as a modern mystic reveals it today. First, define your objective, not the manner of obtaining it, that's in parentheses. Define your objective. Not the manner of obtaining it is do not be concerned with the how. Never, ever, ever, ever be concerned with the how. Just stop the how business. First, define your objective, but your objective pure and simple. Know exactly what it is you desire so that you have a clear mental picture of it. Secondly, take your attention away from the obstacles which separate you from your objective and place your thought on the objective itself. You want to be married happily? That is the only thought in your mind. The only thought. There's nothing about walking down the aisle. There's nothing about flying to Hawaii. There's nothing about how to save the money. There's nothing. No how, forget how at all. Just look at the objective, the end result. If you're not healthy and you want to be healthy, look at the healthy you. What is it you're doing? Are you skydiving? Are you skateboarding? Are you surfing? Are you bicycle riding? What is it you're doing after the assumed health? Are you wealthy? You're not looking at your limitations. You're only looking at after the assumption of the wealth. And what I mean is the completion of the wealth. What is it you've paid off? What is it you've walked away from your computer having did the buttons, and now the balances are down to zero. This is going to the end, but you're looking at the objective, not the how. Define your objective first, pure and simple. Take your attention away from the obstacles which separate you from your objective. That's number 2. Third, close your eyes and feel that you are already in the city or state that you would capture. You're already there. Remain with this psychological state until you get a conscious reaction of complete satisfaction in this victory. You're there and you're relieved that it's done. Remember the very important word, relief. You're relieved that it's all done. What a relief it is to pay off all that bills. What a relief it is to now be already married. What a relief it is to do anything I want physically because I am healthy. Then by simply opening your eyes, return to your former conscious state. This secret journey into the desired state, with its subsequent psychological reaction of complete satisfaction, is all that is necessary to bring about total victory. This victorious psychical state will embody itself despite all opposition. It has the plan and power of self-expression. From this point forward, follow the example of Joshua, who, after psychologically dwelling in the desired state until he received a complete conscious reaction of victory, did nothing more to bring about this victory than to blow 7 times on his trumpet. The 7th blast symbolizes the 7th day, a time of stillness or rest, the interval between the subjective and objective states, a period of pregnancy or joyful expectancy. This stillness is not the stillness of the body, but rather the stillness of the mind. A perfect passivity, which is not indolence, but a living stillness born of trust in this immutable law of consciousness. Those not familiar with this law or formula for victory in attempting to still their minds succeed only in acquiring a quiet tension, which is nothing more than compressed anxiety. But you who know this law will find that after capturing the psychological state, which would be yours if you were already victoriously and actually entrenched in that city, will move forward towards the physical realization of your desires. You will do this without doubt or fear, in a state of mind fixed in the knowledge of a prearranged victory. We have traveled many, many times to the victory. We've talked about it. We've gone over the impression, which equals expression. We know that the mother and father give birth and blow and breathe life into the son of our desire. We've given this many, many views of understanding that this is I am, all that is, God. These are our self-concepts. These are also our probable realities, if you want to go down that definition, but it's the same thing. So we've seen how this is done. We've practiced it. We've taken the breaths. We've done the I am. We feel like we're floating. We've asked what we want. What is it I would feel good doing next? We've made the decision. We've gone fishing. And now we go to the end. You will do this without doubt or fear now, considering everything we've gone over, in a state of mind fixed in the knowledge of prearranged victory. You've done it with the pizza. You've done it with the parking space. You did your ladder exercise. You climbed the ladder. You are now ready to do it to anything of your desires. You will not be afraid of the enemy because the outcome has been determined by the psychological state that preceded the physical offensive. And all the forces of heaven and earth cannot stop the victorious fulfillment of that state. All the forces of heaven and earth cannot stop the victorious fulfillment of that state. Stand still in the psychological state defined as your objective until you feel the thrill of victory. Then, with confidence born of the knowledge of this law, watch the physical realization of your objective. Set yourself, stand still and watch the salvation of the law with you. Wow. End of chapter. Repeating that first quote, every place that the sole of your foot shall tread upon, that have I given unto you. A formula for victory. That was chapter 27. That's the end of Your Faith is Your Fortune. Subtitled, Man's Faith in God is Measured by His Confidence in Himself. What an amazing book, an amazing, amazing book. I hope that this two-dimensional image was able to provide a look into what Neville has described in these chapters, because I think that they're amazing chapters and there's so much to unpack. If you get to the end and you want more, go back to the beginning. Don't forget to leave a comment. If you get something out of any video, put a comment down. I'll definitely react to that. I find it to be an amazing, incredible first body of work. And I know there's one small book before this one that I'll probably end up going over, but this one is definitely one of the best Neville books there are. And it's just amazing that just the title alone, Your Faith is Your Fortune, which is what we've been talking about the whole time, because whatever you have faith in to impress the consciousness of you, which you are aware of being, what you have faith in impressing here gives and breathes life. This is the Mother and Father breathing life into the Son, your creation. A wonderful, wonderful book. All right, we'll see you in the next one.